Okay, so when you think about new smart cities, you probably picture them, I don't know, popping up right next to the big established ones, right? Using the infrastructure that's already there.
Yeah, that seems logical.
But India's first smart city, Dholera, um, it went a bit different. They set up in a place that, well, it looks kind of remote at first glance.
Right.
So the big question we're digging into today, looking at, the background info on why Dholera was chosen is just that. Why there?
Hmm.
What was the thinking behind picking Dholera for this massive project? Turns out the logic is pretty solid, maybe even a little unexpected.
Yeah, definitely.
So our mission today is basically to unpack those key reasons.
And it's interesting because the choice, it wasn't random. It wasn't just a pin on a map.
No.
No, I mean, one of the first things that really jumps out when you look at Dollar is just the land itself. It's vast, it's flat, and mostly undeveloped.
Okay, so lots of space.
Exactly. And that's a huge plus for a project like this. Think about it. You don't have to spend a ton of time and money leveling ground or working around existing buildings.
Right, it's like a blank canvas.
Precisely. A clean slate. It lets you plan the city efficiently, optimize everything from the get-go. Way harder if you're dealing with, like, hills or existing infrastructure.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. A massive design advantage. And, okay, it might seem remote, but it's actually pretty close to Ahmedabad, isn't it?
It is, and that proximity is really, really key. Ahmedabad's already a major industrial hub,
Yeah.
a real economic engine.
Yeah.
So putting Dholera nearby gives it this great connection. Access to established industries, a skilled workforce pool right there. That's a significant leg up for getting things going.
Yeah, you get that built-in ecosystem nearby. Did they worry about, like, competition, stealing resources from Ahmedabad?
That's a fair point to consider. I mean, there's always some overlap, right?
Yeah.
But the strategic advantage of tapping into Ahmedabad's existing network probably outweighed those concerns significantly. But then, if you kind of zoom out a bit further, Dholera's position becomes even more strategic when you look at the Delhi-Mumbai Industrial Corridor, the DMIC.
Ah, right. The DMIC, that's a huge deal.
It's massive. It's planned as this like super corridor for trade and industry connecting India's political and financial capitals. Dholera being right on that corridor.
Puts it right in the flow.
Exactly. It plugs Dholera directly into what's going to be a major artery for goods, for investment, for, well, everything economic, moving between those two megacity. We're talking high-speed freight lines, dedicated industrial zones, the works.
So land transport covered, but what about the sea? It's near the Gulf of Khambhat too, right?
You got it. And that access to the Gulf opens up a whole other dimension, sea access.
For ports and shipping?
Precisely. It provides this vital potential for future port development, maritime trade. That adds another massive layer to Dholera's strategic value. Think international commerce, wider economic reach.
Interesting. What kind of industries might that port access attract, do you think, down the line?
Well, anything relying on import-export. Heavy manufacturing, potentially. Logistics, obviously. It really broadens the possibilities.
Okay. And it almost feels like being a bit away from the really crowded cities was maybe a plus too, not just a side effect.
Oh, absolutely deliberate.
Right.
I mean, while being near Ahmedabad is good, that bit of distance is crucial for building something truly new.
How so?
Well, it lets you take a really sustainable, forward-thinking approach. You can build in cutting-edge tech, smart infrastructure, efficient urban planning right from square one. You're not constrained by old pipes, old roads, old ways of doing things.
Yeah, you don't have to retrofit everything.
Exactly. It's the chance to build a genuinely future-ready city, focusing on efficiency, sustainability, quality of life, without those legacy burdens.
So putting it all together, it wasn't just luck. It sounds like a very calculated mix. You've got the flat land, perfect for building, the useful proximity to Ahmedabad's industry, its spot right on the DMIC super corridor, then the future sea access via the Gulf of Khambhat, and finally, this advantage of a greenfield site, building smart from scratch.
It's a really thoughtful combination, yeah? Location, connectivity, future potential, and the space to do it right.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And maybe the final thought for you listening is to consider those wider implications. When you choose a spot so deliberately, focusing on these strategic advantages, land, connections, space, what kind of ripple effect does that have?
Yeah, like for the whole region.
For the region, sure, but also for India's economy, and maybe even for how cities are planned everywhere in the future. Starting fresh like this, what does it really unlock? Something to mull over.